name is Olivia, and this is Matters Arising with Olivia. Okay, in this channel, we talk about matters that arise for us on our society, different matters that keep arising. We keep bringing it to you on this channel. When you subscribe to this channel, please hit on the subscribe button, and it's just a click away from you. And when you hit on the bell sign, okay, you'll be notified about subsequent videos. Okay, and to all our amazing subscribers, thank you very much. So on today's matter has arisen, we are talking about the issue of Pastor Paul Adefarasin. Yeah, I hope I didn't murder his name. Okay, so Pastor Paul Adefarasin, as you're coming in, please give this video a thumbs up. Just up right corner here, you can see the thumbs up button. I think I'm trying to give the thumbs up. Okay, so Pastor Paul Adefarasin is a Nigerian pastor. He's a well-known Nigerian pastor, okay, in Nigeria. And a few days ago, there's this video that's started trending on the media, on the social media, okay, about a car spotter. There's this guy that's a car spotter. I don't know him. We don't know him. At least I, for one, I don't know him. He's a car spotter. Car spotters are people that are car enthusiasts. They love cars. They like to kind of spot cars, video record the cars, and kind of name the cars. So there are people that are really enthusiastic about cars. They love cars. Okay. So hence they always spot cars, use it as their content and what have you. So this guy happens to be a car spotter, and he released a video where he spotted a few cars. Okay, he spotted a few cars that are both and those videos he spotted Obi Kubana. You know Obi Kubana. If you don't know Obi Kubana is a socialite in Nigeria. Okay, Obi Kubana is a socialite, and he also spotted Obi Kubana's car. So as he spotted Obi Kubana's car, and he was hailing Obi Kubana, and Obi Kubana, gently down, wind down, and gave him some money. If you don't know Obi Kubana, Obi Kubana is a socialite from Nigeria. He is a rich man, okay, he's a good guy. And so Obi Kubana wind down and gave him some money, okay, and he spotted a few other cars that people were driving. So if it's the person's car, he either hails the person or mention, oh my god, this is a Lamborghini, so this is a Lamborghini. Hello everyone, thank you for joining. Please give this video a okay. So he mentions the cars, spot the cars, kind of record the cars. If it's a well-known person, he hails the person, and if not, he just mentions of car and the model and the make. Okay, like I said earlier, a car spotter is a car enthusiast. They love cars, they love cars, they adore cars, okay, and so this guy's content. So when he spotted Obi Kubana gave him some money, okay, which it's in the nature of Obi Kubana to do that. Okay, if you don't know Obi Kubana, he always does that. He doesn't shy away from saying hello to people. Of course, he's a socialite and he's a rich guy, so he did that. And then he spotted Pastor Paul Adefarasin's car. I don't know if he knew if it was Pastor Paul coming, approaching him, or he just saw the car, because of course the pastor's car is a very beautiful car. I think it's a Range Rover or something. If you know Pastor Paul's car, you can say it on the comment section. I'm not a car enthusiast. One thing about me, I just love good cars, and that's it. I don't even know the names, okay? So I'm not a car enthusiast. But he spotted Pastor Paul, and he hailed Pastor. I think he was trying to hail Pastor Paul. Then Pastor Paul came down. Pastor Paul went down and pointed something at him and kind of scolded him, and then drove past again. So that was what. Okay, so it's been trending. It says trending, and people were like, oh, that was a pistol. Okay, I don't know, because of YouTube guidelines, that was an iron. If you know what it means, people were saying that was an iron. Thank you everyone for joining. Please hit the like button, okay, and subscribe if you're not yet subscribed to the channel. So everybody was saying that that's iron. I, for one, I said that was an iron. I even had to show a few people around me as at the time I was watching that video. I'm like, what do you think this is? Most people said that was iron. Okay, that looked like an iron to us. So it was trending. So the good what happened yesterday was that Pastor Paul came in, on Sunday yesterday and talked about it on his in church yesterday, and he said that he doesn't have the license to own an iron, and that he doesn't own one. Okay, so people, we are, a lot of people, we are saying a lot of things. So this is my own take. First of all, for me, that looked like an iron to me. I have never owned an iron before. I have seen an iron, though I've not touched an iron, but I've seen an iron. So it looked like an iron to me. However, Pastor came out and said that it was not an iron. But one good thing I appreciated about the whole thing is that the pastor came out and said that, and talked at least, because one thing I don't like? People that don't address pressing issues. Some people were like of the opinion that there was no point for the pastor addressing. No, I'm of the opinion that if you're a public person and there's a rumor about your, a trending issue about you, it's okay to come out and say something. It makes sense for me. That's how I think, but some other people may not agree. But I think it's okay to come out and address a trending issue or an issue, issue that people want to hear about. Okay, so what the pastor came and said that he doesn't own one. However, for me, what I would have expected pastor to say is that I don't own an iron. I don't have an iron. I don't have a license to own an iron. However, this is what I was holding, because everybody saw that he was holding something and he pointed something at the guy. I would have expected him, at least, I don't know, what do I know? However, this is what my thinking is. Tell me on the comment section what you think. But I would have to say, okay, see, I don't own this thing, but this is what I was holding, and the explanation would have just stopped there. Okay, but pastor did not tell us what he was holding. So a lot of people were a lot of things. A lot of people were assuming that it was an iron. Other people were saying, people that are well, knowledgeable about these things. Some people say that it was a shocker, like things to scare people away. If you're in a situation, is something of self-defense, that's not necessarily a pistol, an iron. Okay, so that is what a lot of people were saying. However, what I think is that he would have told us what he was holding. Now, the truth, okay, when I saw that trending video, I was like, okay, this pastor, why? But then again, I started thinking to myself, okay, you don't know what, I'm not famous, I don't know what famous people go through. And if you're a Nigerian, you know that our country, Nigeria, is not safe in any way, shape, or form. As much as people, we are having a lot of opinions that, oh, you're a pastor, God should protect you, but men, you should protect yourself as well. So long as he said that they say that it is not an iron, I'm thinking that since it's not an iron, he would have told us what it was. Secondly, he would have told us what it was. Secondly, I agree for the fact that he has the right to hold that thing. Pastors are human beings as well, okay? They also have medical issues. They also have emotional issues. They also have anxiety, okay? Living in Nigeria, for one, can bring anxiety to anybody. I can tell you for free that if you're living in Nigeria, especially if you're famous, and if you've had such an experience, a near kidnapping experience or a kidnapping experience, it's possible that you have anxiety. Okay, so for me as a human, I was like, okay, why would a pastor be holding that thing? But then again, as people are saying it was not an iron, I said, okay, if it was just something else that the pastor was holding, it makes sense. Okay, it makes sense for him to have something to scare, so long as it's not a weapon. However, he would have explained to people, not just that, he would have explained to people he has the right to hold that thing, because it's possible that he may be going through anxiety, especially if he has been kidnapped, or if he has, if he has such a scare before. Okay, what are your thoughts on the comment section, guys? Please, can you share your opinion? What do you think about this particular issue? Do you think it was wise enough for him to hold that thing? One thing somebody said on the comment section that even if it was not an iron that he was pastor Paul was holding, that he had anger issues, that he needed to go deal with his anger issue. It could be a case whereby he has anxiety issue. Yes, people that have anxiety issue, they appear like that. They appear agitated in the face of, you know, a potential danger. Okay, if you see that he scolded the guy and saw that the guy was just, you know, a harmless person maybe, and he just zoomed off. Okay, so it's possible that he has had an issue whereby he was almost, you know, kidnapped, or he has had people around him being kidnapped, so now raised his anxiety, or maybe naturally he has an anxiety issue. Anybody that is in Nigeria, if you're in Nigeria, you know that Nigeria is not a country that you can live and you're rich and you will not be scared for what happens every day. It's a natural thing. So I would think that that's my thoughts. Share yours. I would think that yeah, that's what I think. I don't know what to say. Does the pastor have the right to defend himself? Yeah, he has the right, so long as he's not harming anybody. However, I don't think he should be going around with an iron. That's the truth. If that was an iron, if you ask me, I wouldn't think, you know, a pastor in his position, he could be good with armed, you know, people that are armed, you know, armed security men. It's possible, but him having the iron himself, I don't know. I don't think that's right. But he came out and said it wasn't an iron. But where I thought him was, I would have said, oh, it's not an iron. Oh. You know our country. I just have something that I normally use to defend myself. I think that would be giving away too much information on his part. But me as a layman, this is what I think. This is just what I think. On the comment section, can you tell us what you think? But I know that Nigeria as a country, living in Nigeria, can. Hello, Selo Baloi. Hello, thank you for joining. Please, can you give a thumbs up, okay, and subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Thank you so much. So what do you think, Selo? For me, I think that living in Nigeria alone can give you anxiety disorder if you don't have anxiety disorder. But you know, one thing about Nigerians, our people Nigerians don't believe that people have depression, people have anxiety issues, people have mental issues, people have emotional issues. Nigerians don't believe that, but these are real life issues that people go through every day. And another thing that can raise anxiety issues is that if you have had a situation, or a loved one has had a similar situation, we hear that people's parents are targeted and kidnapped, and we hear everything that happens in Nigeria. So thinking that because he's a pastor he shouldn't have something to defend himself, no. So long as it's not a GUN, but he has came out and said that it's not a GUN. And do I believe him? Yeah, that thing didn't really look like a GUN. Yeah, it didn't really look like, but it's something. The point is that I would have, you know, it would have been okay for him to tell us, okay, this is what I have in my hand, and I just have it because I'm a human being. As much as then just bring the fact that you're human, bring your human part and say, oh, I'm a human being, I'm human, okay? I have people harass me, and I have to. It's okay. Let's not think that if you're a clergyman or if you're a pastor, you're a man of God, you're not a human being. You're a man before of God, okay? Men of God, women of God. Anything you are a human first before you know. So we think that. Okay, we are talking about Pastor Paul Adefarasin Lufuno. Thank you, Lufuno. Thank you for joining. Please subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, and give the video a thumbs up, okay? So there's this clergyman in Nigeria. I don't know if you're not from Nigeria. There was a car spotter, people that spot cars and hail cars, okay? There are people that are car enthusiasts. He spotted his car and wanted to say hello to him, I think, and he was recording and counting. So the pastor was holding something that looked like a GUN because of YouTube, you know, guidelines. So when he was recorded, and the pastor saw that he was just a harmless person and drove off. Then that particular issue was trending on social media, and so that's what we are talking about. So a lot of people had a lot of opinions that, oh, you shouldn't be having something to defend yourself. For me, I just came to tell people that as much as people are clergy people, they also have human feelings, okay? Someone might be a clergy person, but they are dealing with emotional issues like anxiety and depression, which is real, especially with the issue of anxiety. In Nigeria, if you are a well-known person, you may be actually having anxiety issues because of the society. Your society is not safe for, not to talk of people that could be targeted and kidnapped, okay? So I'm thinking in my mind that pastor acted out of fear, out of, so, he didn't really do anything, but he just pointed something. So, and people were, he came out pointing a GUN that he doesn't own one, and people were like, oh, but for me, I'm trying to explain to people that it can be a case of somebody having anxiety issue. You always have, this kind of fear when people are approaching you, especially when you don't know somebody and they're looking at your car, recording your car. It can be scary depending on the person's state of mind. Okay, so what do you think on the comment section? Lufuno said you're beautiful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that compliment. Okay, so that's it. Let's just know, we actually don't believe in anxiety and depression, but those are real life situations. It happens to everybody. Can happen to the everyday man. It can happen to the elite in the society, a pastor, anything. Anybody can come up with anxiety. It can even be that I'm not saying that is what the pastor is suffering from. I'm saying that who knows, for somebody to be scared that somebody is approaching him is a case of, maybe you're always anxious because of past experiences. We don't know if he has had a similar experiences where he was almost kidnapped, or a loved one or a family member, or somebody around him was almost kidnapped. So what do you think, Lufuno? Did you get I just explained? Yeah. So one thing about Nigeria is that it's not a safe place out there. It's not, people always have to defend themselves, because if it was actually a real life situation that people, we are targeting him to kidnap him, have used that thing to scare them away. Okay, he may use that thing to just point at them to show them that he has something. Maybe it wasn't really something he uses to scare people away. Okay, maybe his way of defending himself. So, but one thing I expected was, since he was addressing it on the pulpit yesterday, being Sunday, he came and said, oh, I don't have such a weapon, I don't have a license to own a weapon. He would have said, okay, it's just something that looks like a weapon that I used to defend myself. Okay, but then again, it may be that he's giving out himself for real. So people should just give people grace. That's what I think. It's not that deep. He didn't hurt the guy. Okay, I'm not defending pastor here. I don't even know this pastor. I know him as a pastor, but not affiliated. But I feel people should just give people grace, as human beings, and the society has to be safer before you think that, oh, every car spotter will waive that, because people were actually comparing it to, oh, in the UK people have car spotters, in America people have car spotters. You're talking of states where it's difficult for somebody to be pulled out in the middle of the road and kidnapped. Okay, Nigeria is not a sane society. Okay, yeah, we should don't forget, context matters. When you're talking about, oh, there are car spotters everywhere, normal thing for you to have car spotters, are you trying to differentiate the societies? Society is not like every society. I mean, somebody will be missing, and the government may or may not do anything about it. Okay, allegedly. Allegedly, actually the point. That's what I think. If Nigeria was a sane society and bad things don't happen, you would have like, oh, this pastor is not friendly, but he, in his mind, depending on his state of mind, he may have sensed danger. Videoing him and recording him and saying something. He have felt that he was in some form of danger. So that's what I think about this particular issue. Share your thoughts on the comment section, guys. Okay, please give this video a thumbs up if you cross this video, and share this video. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed to this channel, because this is Matters Arising, and we are going to be bringing matters as they are arising on the society. Share your thoughts. What do you think? Are you thinking that the pastor shouldn't defend himself? He shouldn't point at anybody. He should have been, because people were also saying that he was hostile. Maybe there was some level of ability. I'll agree that he was a bit he wasn't friendly. Okay, because they also showed a clip of Obi Kubana. Obi Kubana is a very friendly guy. We all know him. Obi Kubana is rich as well, and when the car spotter was hailing him, Obi Kubana, he wind down and gave him some money. But I mean, people will react differently because human beings. One thing about Nigerian society is that we tend to think that people that are pastors are not humans. No, that you're a pastor doesn't mean that you don't have emotions, or that as a pastor doesn't mean that you're not that nice. Okay, or your human part. Okay, maybe his human part just kicked in. Self-defense, he just thought of self-defense, but good thing he didn't he pointed at that thing, but he didn't fire any arm, he didn't do anything. He just pointed. Okay, so Yeah, that's what I think. Share your thoughts on the comment section. Please subscribe if you come across this video, and share your thoughts. What are your thoughts? Share your thoughts. Give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Okay, bye bye. Thank you for joining. Selo, Lufuno, thank you everyone for joining. Okay, I'll see you guys. I agree with the pastor, because people may not kidnap him. Yeah, I agree with him, because so long as I think that, oh, I know my emotions, I tend to get scared. Okay, I have something to just show people. I mean, but I would have wanted him to say what he was doing. All right, thank you everyone for joining. Give it a thumbs up. Okay, bye.